Hello, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamson Entertainment. Underworld, Bloodwars, spoiler talk.
Spoiler alert! You've been warned.
If you're still here after that fair warning, let's get into it. As I mentioned in my review for Blood War, I got a lot to talk about.
This ginger messed with the wrong Deadpool.
Huh? Huh? The camera seems to be alright. I'll do it chronologically. You have the first immortal, Alexander Corvinus. The Underworld saga doesn't feel like explaining it, it just kind of happens. He has 3 sons. They don't mention the third one because he was mortal and long dead. The only 2 that matter are Marcus and William. Marcus is the first vampire because he was bitten by a bat. William is the first lichen because he was bitten by a wolf. William cannot change back into human, nor can any of the people that he bites. And so there's a blood feud there. So they do capture William, they imprison him for what seems to be life. That feud is over. The next feud to start is with Lucian, the first human-born lichen that can change at will without the crutch of the moon. He falls in love with Victor's daughter, Sonia. Victor finds out about their affair and imprisons both of them. And then he finds out that Sonia is pregnant with Lucian's child. And Victor's horrified at the idea of the bloodlines mixing. And so, as much as it pains him, he punishes both of them by killing his daughter, Sonia, by sunlight and making Lucian watch. And so Lucian breaks free, and that starts another few hundred years blood feud. Lucian still wants to merge the bloodlines. That's where the new character Michael Corvin comes in, and Celine, who's a death dealer. It's figured if you find a direct descendant to Alexander Corvinus, you can mix the bloodlines. And that's why they're after Michael, because he does become a hybrid by the end of the movie. And Lucian dies in the process of doing that. What you also find out in the first movie is that Victor has been lying to Celine for years. With this realization to Celine, she ends up killing Victor, leaving only... The storyline's so complicated, I'm forgetting little things here and there. I won't go into all of it, because there's a lot to go over. The next movie, Marcus is the only elder alive, and he just wants to free his brother William. So with all the fight scenes there, at one point, Michael, the now hybrid, died, and Celine, on the instructions of Alexander, drinks his blood and does become a new type of vampire. She can actually be out during the day, and she's even stronger than before. Fourth film is Awakening. You find out that Celine and Michael have a child together. But the way they find out is the biggest plot hole in the entire saga to begin with. In the fourth film, the humans finally get wise to the feud between the vampires and the lichens. Apparently this entire time, or at least after a while, they have no clue. Because you're supposed to believe that Alexander Corvinus has been cleaning up the battles after they've been done with his human crew. They're not immortal, they're just humans. Despite the fact that in Rise of the Lycans, you learn that the vampires actually had the humans as subjects, and some of the humans were actually nobles. So, Michael and Celine are on the run from the humans, and they do get captured. And they get put in the cryo state, and Celine wakes up, because you find out later that their daughter, unfortunately I can't remember her name, breaks her out. And it's 12 years later. And so the entire movie, they're running from the humans, which you later find out that the humans doing experiments on them, the reason why they were in cryo sleep is ran by a Lycan who has been stealing the blood from Michael, Celine, and their daughter and putting it into his son to make him a giant Lycan, which really doesn't make any sense, but I guess it just looks cool. So the fact that Celine and Michael had a daughter is the only tie that they have to the first three movies. Other than that, you can literally watch Underworld Awakening without watching the first three films. And now with Blood War, it's a continuation of that storyline. Except now the humans aren't part of the storyline again. They're completely oblivious to the feud between the Lycans and the vampires yet again. You have a new Lycan who just wants more power, and unfortunately I can't remember his name. But he killed Michael and has been injecting himself with his blood to make him stronger. You find out there's a coven of vampires. There's small covens all over the place. They're stationed all over the place. And this coven of vampires is ancient. They live in the barren wasteland of some Arctic place or something like that. And they're different because they practice some sort of magic. Celine goes through that transformation, becoming even more powerful. And then you find out a little more about the elder Amelia, because there was a vampire helping her out in Awakening, and he's helping her out again. He is the son of Amelia. And by the end of Blood War, Celine, I can't remember his name, and another new vampire, unfortunately I can't remember their names, are now the three new elders of the Vampire Coven. And it ends with Celine's daughter coming to that safe hole. And it looks like we might get a sixth film. I'll still watch it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all the Underworld movies. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you find them as a guilty pleasure like me? Which one's your favorite? If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. And remember, live your imagination.
Stupid piece of...